Here comes the quarterback, Burrow, looking for a block, and he got it up in the front by Hopkins into the end zone. Touchdown! What a scamper!
Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow just made history, officially becoming the single-season passing leader in franchise history. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, Burrow picked up right where he left off in Week 16's demolition of the Ravens, completing 15 of 21 passes for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Currently, his career passing yardage comes in at 4,611 yards. The previous Bengals single-season passing yard record was held by Andy Dalton, who recorded 4,293 yards back in 2013. Indeed, the Bengals have created a monster. Stay tuned as we give you more. Members of the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals might not buy another meal within the Queen City for life. Their super wildcard victory over the Las Vegas Raiders was more than just a playoff win. Instead, their triumph erased the franchise's postseason frustration that lingered for over 3 decades. It is poetic justice that the Raiders, the team that defeated the Bengals in the 1991 divisional round, is the same squad they eliminated to advance in the 2021 NFL playoffs. During Cincinnati's historic accomplishment, there were several heroes, but none more significant than Joe Burrow. It would be impossible for the franchise to sniff playoff glory without him.
Burrow feels the pressure, escapes a couple of times, here they come again. Burrow still on his feet. Burrow pulling a Houdini.
Burrow is giving the Baltimore Ravens defense nightmares this season. The former LSU quarterback made Cincinnati Bengals franchise history with another big game against Baltimore. Burrow is now the only Bengals QB to throw for 400 yards against the same opponent twice in a season. He picked up right where he left off against the Baltimore Ravens. Back in Week 7, we saw Burrow pick the Baltimore defense apart for 416 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win that, at the time, felt like a measuring stick game as the young Bengals went head-to-head with the Ravens, who have had the Bengals' number since Lamar Jackson arrived. Fast forward to Week 16, and it was clear number 9 wasn't done with them yet. Zach Taylor heard the fans screaming, "Let Joe cook," and kept the ball in Burrow's hands from the start of the game all the way to the finish, drawing some criticism along the way. Facing a Baltimore team dealing with the injury bug and several defensive players on the reserve/COVID-19 list, it was a prime opportunity for the offensive unit to put together the complete game that has seemed to evade them in recent weeks. Burrow and the Bengals had some added motivation for this one after a Ravens defensive coordinator made an unnecessary comment when speaking on not double or triple teaming Jamar Chase like he did Packers star Davante Adams. Adams is one of the top 2 receivers in the league, and he's not number 2. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame QB, and I don't think we're ready to buy a gold jacket for Joe Burrow, Martindale said this week. And Burrow made it pretty clear that Martindale's comments provided an extra spark. Perhaps the most exciting thing for Bengals fans to see is Burrow continuing to look more comfortable on his surgically repaired left knee. The first snap of the game saw Burrow absorb a hit, shake it off, and show excellent mobility to keep the play alive. Burrow is also making waves across the league with his monster passing yard games throughout the 2021 season. Week 17 against the Chiefs marked his 26th career game, making Burrow the 4th fastest player to reach 7,000 passing yards in NFL history. While one Ravens headache is gone, there's another one coming on, so get your Tylenol ready. Just when Ben Roethlisberger ended his 18-year legacy in Pittsburgh, Joe Burrow ended Cincinnati's 31-year playoff drought. There's a new problem on the Ravens' hands, and he sure does remind me a lot of the old problem. Roethlisberger was a guy Ravens fans love to hate. As a former Baltimore linebacker, Bart Scott so eloquently said, "Ben has a very punchable face." Especially in his early days, Roethlisberger had a kind of swagger and flair for the dramatic that got under your skin. The fact that he had a lot of success, including late-game comebacks against the Ravens, made it even worse. He was a thorn in Baltimore's side, one that the Ravens frequently snipped, but also one that drew more than its fair share of blood. It's only year 2 for Burrow, but we're getting similar vibes. Burrow is cocky. We don't mean that as an insult, and we're far from the first to think it. His own backup quarterback at LSU called him cocky confident. Media members noted it at the Combine before Burrow became the number 1 overall pick. The Athletics Bengals writer said, "On the outside, it can look cocky, but the work separates the line between cocky and confident." An under-recruited college transfer, Burrow has long carried an Ohio-sized chip on his shoulder. He oozed "I told you so" confidence when he smoked a cigar after winning the college national championship. In his third NFL game, after taking a big hit from an Eagles defender, Burrow apparently got up and told the guy, "When I'm the GOAT, I'm gonna get that call." When Ravens defensive coordinator Wink Martindale said, "I don't think we're ready to buy a gold jacket for Joe," in reference to whether the Ravens would defend him the same way they did Aaron Rodgers, Burrow hung a record-setting 525 passing yards on Baltimore's injury-depleted defense, then grinned and said the comment motivated him to pour it on. After the Bengals won the AFC North, Burrow lit up another cigar in the post-game locker room celebration. It's become his thing, and his teammates love it. Personally, we don't have a problem with a cocky quarterback. It makes this entertainment business more fun. It's also hard to argue that he shouldn't think he's hot stuff. Burrow has backed it up. He won it all at LSU and has turned around the Bengals in just 2 years. We think they have a legit chance at winning the Super Bowl this year as they enter the divisional playoff game against the AFC's top-seeded Titans. Beyond that, we think the Bengals will be a problem for years to come in the AFC North because Burrow is just that good. He has a strong arm, he's tough, accurate, and throws with precision and anticipation.
Empty the backfield on first down as Burrow fires wide open. It's Higgins. And Higgins is finally brought down.
The bonanza of offensive playmakers he's surrounded by, including former LSU teammate Jamar Chase, doesn't hurt. Burrow's self-confidence will get him in trouble at times. His 14 interceptions this season were tied for the 6th most in the league. The Ravens will have to take advantage moving forward, but his fearlessness will also lead to many big plays that leave the Ravens shaking their heads. Roethlisberger ripped your heart out in a different way. His backyard style, relentless toughness, and later in his career, quick decisions confounded defenses, not the pureness of his passing. The Ravens' defense often controlled the game before Roethlisberger would shake off a sack and throw a bomb as part of a fourth-quarter comeback. It often felt like he stole a victory from Baltimore. Burrow seems more the type that will try to take a victory and embarrass you in the process. After all, he hung 941 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 82 points on the Ravens this season and kept chucking to the end. All the confidence and the smirking, he wants to take your freaking soul, Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan said. Burrow posted a 108.3 quarterback rating this season. Roethlisberger never had a QB rating that high. Burrow threw for 4,611 yards. Roethlisberger didn't top that until his 11th season and did it just twice. Also keep in mind, Burrow is coming off a torn ACL that short-circuited a record-setting rookie year. He's going to get more mobile and better. Roethlisberger is a future Hall of Famer with 2 Super Bowls, so it's premature to say Burrow is in the same class. But we think Burrow is more talented and could very well end up being, quote, better. We'll see what happens during the rest of these playoffs. Still, it's up to the Ravens to try to stop Burrow from having as accomplished of a career as Roethlisberger is riding into the sunset with, especially directly against Baltimore. It should be fun to watch and probably painful at times.